Hi everyone and welcome. I'm Marcie, Besecker, an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up. Thank you for joining me on bingo night. I'm super excited that it's bingo night. We didn't have bingo last month and I missed it. So we are going to have a lot of fun tonight. I did kind of read chats really quickly. Let me scroll my YouTube up correctly here. And I'm not going to go back and say hi to everybody on the chat, but hello, because, you know, bingo is a longer evening. So we start at 5 o'clock because it is a longer night to do 4 projects, play 4 bingo games, and of course, chat and have some fun. I'm going to explain how bingo works because a lot of you are new tonight. So thank you so much for joining us. I think we're going to have a really good time. I just want to make sure, I'm going to ask if anybody needs their numbers and stuff. So if I missed them, don't worry about it. There is a link below for June's bingo. Tonight's bingo is sold out. So if you are interested in playing bingo in June, please register on the link below. Bingo withdrawals over. Yay, Rose. So we are going to do 4 projects and we are going to play 4 bingos. Tonight, if you do not have your kit, which you shouldn't because I haven't sent them out, there's a reason. I do not send the kits out until after bingo. Tonight is about sitting back and relaxing, chatting and having a good time, watching the 4 projects. That way you can see all the way through. 1, if I make a mistake, it's a teaching method. 2, you can kind of get an idea of what to expect when you get your kit, what it looks like, and how to put the project together. I'm going to do a timestamp below, which means it's going to say project 1 with a time, and you can just click on it. It will take you directly to project 1, and you can skip all the bingo. A lot of people do it just for the class part of it, which I charge the same for a class, and you'll get 4 projects to create. You don't have to have the stamp sets for the projects. I give you different ideas and alternatives you can use, especially sentiments. If it's something I can die cut and emboss for you, I will. We are not allowed to stamp for you, which is why you pretty much have to use what stamps you have, but we'll go over that as we get going. Okay, just want to make sure I'm not missing anything. So that's kind of what bingo's about, whereas a class is more product based. So for example, I have a Seaside Wishes class going on, and then also I have a Take to the Sky, the airplane set, a class that's posted. Both of them are below. I still have a few of the Seaside Wishes classes available, and the Take to the Sky, the airplane set, I just officially finished the 4 projects and have been prepping kits because I'm going to make a certain amount and that's it. And they are almost ready to mail. And I know I said that my goal was June 10th because I want them to be Father's Day. If you're interested in needing Father's Day cards, there's some great projects. So make sure you register for that below too. Did you send out the P? Let me know what that is, Dolores. We're looking at cabins in Wisconsin, big purchase. Okay, I'm trying. I know there's chats going on. I just don't want to miss any questions. So how bingo works. Tonight, you're going to have your 5 numbers that you have, 1 through 30. If it's over 30, let me know. I glanced. I didn't see any, but if you have a number over, your number will not be called because I only call 1 through 30. Okay. So what you want to do is you want to sit back and relax and watch. When I call your number, when it's time to play bingo, so we'll do a project and then we'll start bingo. I start at 5 o'clock because California, or West Coast people, I should say, are just getting off of work. So hopefully they're going to get home and be able to play bingo when bingo starts. So sometimes I do have people that miss the first project, which is another reason I'm glad you don't have your kits. You can do that at your leisure when you get your kits. I do not do PDFs for bingo because you're going to get the kit in hand and you can figure out all your measurements from all of your pieces. And you'll see what I mean when I'm putting the projects together tonight. So what you'll do is when we play bingo, I have a bucket of numbers. I'll call a number and I'll put it down. And if that is one of your numbers, you're going to type a B in the comments. Make sure you are signed into your Yahoo or your Gmail or your YouTube account, and so that you can comment. As long as you are commenting, then you're fine. So you'll type in a B and have it ready to go. As soon as I call that first number and it's your number, hit enter and get that B posted so I know you have one. Then type in BI. The next time I call your number, hit enter so now I know you have BI, which is 2 numbers, okay? And just keep going. So especially that last one, make sure you have bingo typed in, ready to go. And when I call that 5th number of yours, be quick and hit enter, because if somebody else hits enter before you, they're going to win the bingo if they've got all 5 numbers. Okay, I do give a consolation prize for the second person that hits bingo. And then they can opt out if they would like and not get the consolation prize and continue going forward with the other bingos in a chance to win a bingo. Okay, so if you are the second person that hits bingo and hits enter and your bingo comes up second, then I will give you the option. Do you want to take the consolation prize, which you don't know what it is? It's a miscellaneous, it could be a stamp set, it could be a stamp set and paper, it could be just a number of things. A package of DSP with maybe some ribbon. I mean, it's just different things. So if you want the consolation prize, that's fine. Then you cannot play to win bingo for the rest of the night. But you want to bypass that consolation prize, you can go for the chance to win bingo on the next 1, 2, or 3 games. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Did you send out the PDF for the seashell class? I got the video, but no PDF. The PDF, Dolores, is attached to your payment of the class. So not to the registration, but to the payment. And if you don't get it, message me and let me know. It should have been on the same email. Let's see. See, Margie, yay, you just got home from work. Great. Okay, so that's how bingo works. So you have to register beforehand for the numbers correct. Yes, Deidre, when you register for the class or for the bingo, it will ask you for your 5 numbers in the registration. So when you register, it'll say, give me 5 numbers 1 through 30, and those are your bingo numbers. When you get that registration confirmation, you will get your numbers back in your registration confirmation. It will give you everything you gave me, your address, your phone number, your numbers, that information. So what I do is I will ask everybody before the first game if you need your numbers. Hopefully everybody has them. If not, look in that registration. It'll be there for you. And if not, I'll give them to you then, because I want to get people time to get online and be ready for the game. And then I will give numbers out really quickly before we start the first official game. So after the first project. So, hi Judy. So I think that's it. Does anybody have any questions regarding bingo? So again, hi Crystal. So again, June's bingo is up for registration. I try to cut it off at a certain time, just so, and if you click on the registration below, it'll tell you when the cutoff time is and everything. Mainly because I like to start creating the kits. My kits are a little more detailed, and so there's a lot of die cutting and a lot of a lot of items to do for a lot of people. So I do have one helper when she's able to that helps me die cut. And so we try to kind of guesstimate about right before the deadline how many kits. So that's why sometimes you'll see that I have, 10 extra kits, or I may still have some kits available on bingo night, but not always. Like this time they sold out. So if you would like to register, please do register. And if you're going to pay, I'm going to pay June 1st, or I'm going to pay June, that's fine. You could just go back into my blog, skip the registration, to add to cart and pay it. I'll already have you on the list as registered, but just not paid. So that way at least you're on the list and I can count you when I'm doing my head count on doing bingo. Do you give what set you might be using or always a surprise for June bingo? Okay, so for bingo, the prizes are $100 shopping with me. So if you win, you're going to get a $100 prize of shopping in my store. So what you'll do is you will email me your order and I will put it in the system for you and have it shipped directly to you. I pay the first $100. Anything over that, I will invoice you. Once you pay that, I submit the order. Okay. The other thing is obviously going to $150 or more, that creates a party for you and you get the host rewards. So anything over the $150, you get the host rewards, you get that extra. So if it's over the $150, make sure you give me what you want for host rewards. And remember, the first $100 I pay, the rest you will pay. Already registered for June. Yay, love your bingos, even when I can't attend. Thanks, Dolores. Yeah, a lot of people do bingo, even if they can't attend the bingo part of it. That's kind of like a perk. Really, you're paying for the class. We're just having a fun night together and playing bingo. So a lot of people do play, even though they can't be here the night of bingo, because you're still getting 4 projects, a video to create with, and all that good stuff. I don't quite understand how to type in the B. Just like where you're at, Belinda, you will when bingo starts, you type a B, but don't hit enter yet. If I put your number down, hit enter. And then put BI and just be prepared, because you're spelling out bingo. So put BI, and when I call your second number that you have on your list, then you hit enter. And you just do that all the way for bingo. So if I've called 4 of your numbers, you're going to type BINGO, and you're going to be ready to hit enter, so that as soon as I put your 5th number down, that's when you hit enter, because you want to beat everybody else that might have 5 numbers also. So I hope that makes sense to you. Yeah, like Eva said, B and then BI and then BIN. And so you just want to, so I know, okay, you have 4 numbers, you have 3 numbers. So you want to put the part of the word that you have. Let me know if that doesn't make sense. Sorry, I meant for the make and takes. For the make and takes. So Terry, I'll mail you the kits tomorrow. The kits are packaged and ready to go. I have not sealed the main envelope. I don't send the kits out for a couple of reasons. Number one, I like that you can see the projects, see how they are. I like the social part of it. Everybody can kind of have fun and chat and visit, and you know, we have a good time and there's no pressure. And if I screw up, I say, oh, don't do this. But it's also my double checking to make sure you have everything included in your kit. Because when I pull a kit and it says project 1 on here, this is exactly the kit you're getting. So if something's missing in this kit tonight when I'm creating, I know to add it tonight so that they can be shipped out tomorrow to you and you'll have everything. So it's just a double checking for me. I wish I had young kids at home that can help me, but I don't. Okay, makes sense. Good. Perfect, Belinda. All right, good. I'm glad you got it. All right, so we're going to go over quick things. I told you bingo is already up for registration down below. Also below is my Seaside Wishes classes, 4 projects. They're listed right there, which you'll get. You'll get a PDF with all the details and measurements for it, and you'll get a video showing me creating all the projects. It's a private video. And then I have the kits ready to mail. I am going out of town tomorrow, so if you want a kit, let me know. Register as soon as you can. Otherwise, they'll go out next week on Monday. Same thing for Take to the Sky. Those kits will go out next week. They're pretty much, I just need to package them up and record the video. So they should go out by the end of next week. So if you want this class for free, Just purchase the bundle and the DSP or the suite from me and you will get the class for free. But please still register because that helps me get your address and everything that I need to send everything to you. I do have a lot of people that live in one place in the winter, go to another place in the summer. Some people go visit family and they want it sent to wherever they're at. So whatever address is on your registration is where I'm going to send it. But you might put a note that says, please send it to this different address. I'm here in the summer or I'm going to be visiting. And then that way I can kind of make sure you get your kit in the right spot. All right. Oh, thank you. I'm so glad you liked them. Thanks, Susan. Yay, Terry, I'm glad. Well, we're just starting project number 1, so let's get busy. So project number 1, I decided I wanted to do a really nice sympathy card because sometimes, you know, you just need one. And this could be a sympathy or it could just be like thinking of you. It's you're in my hearts and prayers. And so I thought this was just a really nice, soft card. Oh, do you let us know what stamp sets you are using for bingo that will go with the kits before? Oh, I definitely can. Let me, I meant to write those down before I got on tonight and I didn't, but I can walk over there. I'm going to write down June bingo. Let me walk over there really quick because I'll forget. So just give me 1 second. All right, I'm going to be using the Tune In. That's the set with the TV. I'm going to be using Unbounded Love. I'm going to be using Country Flowers and Mediterranean Bloom. And I also am, I believe it is it Thoughtful Wishes? Let me see. It is not Thoughtful Wishes. It's another one and it's on the tip of my tongue, but it's a die, so you don't have to worry about that. So I can tell you what sets they are, but just to let you know, I pretty much do all the die cutting and everything. If there is something that you might not have, you can always substitute for something else. So for example, if this was in the next month's bingo, and let's say that this was stamped, this piece that goes up here, you could always replace it with different flowers. You could, you know, put a butterfly and a flower, but I may give you all the die cuts and the embossed piece and this. And so I have to say it is hard for bingo to keep in mind that you may not have something, but I try very, very hard to do that. But once in a while, there might be a card that I really like. And I think, you know what, I'm going to give you this because it's either a fancy fold or a lot of die cuts or something. And you could just replace this piece here if like this was stamped and you don't have that stamp set. You could replace with a die piece or something like that. So I hope that makes sense to you. Okay. So let's get busy. So here we are with project number 1. So this is what your kit's going to look like, just like this. And it is a simple card. I'm going to let you see what I used on here. For the sentiment, oh, those are all my notes. For the sentiment, you're in my hearts and prayers. I used it from So Sincere. Okay. And so again, obviously I can't stamp for you. If you do not have this, you can turn this into a birthday card or a hello or whatever. I am going to give you the 2 dies here so you can kind of, Hyline, so you can, you know, find a sentiment that small and put it on there. So we're going to use that. I already embossed for you this piece here, and it's the distressed tile, which I love. And once in a while, I may find something that is retired that I might use, but if it's something I can do for you, like for example, if it's an embossing folder and I emboss, I just like the look of it with the project. I try to always use current, but sometimes, especially when the catalog is switching over, I may grab something that's not been pulled yet. Thoughtful Wishes, we're going to use this die right here, and we're going to use 2 of this die right here. Okay, so this kind of gives you an idea of how much work it is ahead of time, and why I ask that you bear with me and try to sign up when you can so that I can do all my die cutting. On the Unbounded Love, we did, oh, I put Unbound Love, it's Unbounded. Just quickly show you, on this set right here, when you do this die right here fits right on top of it, okay? And you'll see that in projects that I do. So you'll have this die underneath and this one on top. This die right here, which is this, you're going to have the white. So I die cut this in white and die cut this in Mossy Meadow. And it does not lay on top of it, but it lays next to it. And you'll see when I put it together, and I've showed you before how I just put the dimensionals back there to put it together. But keep that in mind. This one does not have a layering piece, but this one does. And I love how that fits together. So I just wanted to kind of let you know that. This is a great, great, great set. I love it. I use it a lot. All right, project 1, let's get started. So again, when you come back to do your projects, you are going to notice, oops, I got to pull out embellishments. You are going to notice that the timestamp will be below, and you'll be able to click on it. All right, sorry, I got to try and, oh, here they are. You can just click on project 1, it'll take you right to the project. All right, so let's do our sentiment first. And we are going to use You're in My Hearts and Prayers. Oh, you're going to love them, Deidre. They're great, great, great dies. All right. It's a very close fit, if you see right here. So just kind of make sure you just go up high enough. Now, obviously, if you have this set, you may want to stamp first and then die cut so that you can make sure you're on the right, you know, when you die cut it out. Because this, when you're trying to do it, especially with cling, it's not the easiest thing to do. All right, we're going to go ahead and set this aside, but this is what I'm talking about. We're going to lay this, see how it goes right here. So we'll add our dimensionals. Well, let's just do it. We're going to put this down like this. Put that down in the middle. Make sure it's nice and flush. And then we'll just take our dimensionals. I like to hold it down with one hand just so I know that it's not going to go anywhere. I'm going to put one in the middle. Now the outside ones, you're basically holding the frame together with the sentiment, but then you want to make sure, I just put 2 extra right inside just so it's nice and sturdy, right about there. All right, so we'll just set that aside. All right, now we're going to move this and color, and I'm going to bring in a color scrap piece of paper here. Let me cut this in half or get a smaller piece here so I can color on it so you can see it a little bit better. All right, so here are our 2 pieces that I have die cut out, so just be careful and pull those apart. All right, so we have our, you know what, let's move this aside. Let's do our inside. You guys know I like to do that first. I am going to adhere this. This is our Thoughtful Designs paper, I think it's called. It is so pretty, this paper. So we'll just put our inside piece together. All right, and then we'll glue it. I have like a stack of these seal containers over here in a little tray. I've got like 6 of them there. Today, 4 of them ran out of adhesive while I was working on some thank you cards, and I was like, okay, guess it's time for me to, okay, see how it's dark on dark? It's really much harder to put your card base on when you're doing dark on dark. So I like to do it on the light when I'm doing it onto dark, and then when I'm doing it onto light, I like to do it on a dark piece. It's easier to see. All right, so we're going to go ahead and put this inside. See, now this is what I mean by the white. So I like the dark behind it. I like to do it from the bottom because I know it's going to fit up here because of the way and the piece that I cut it. So I'm just going to do it. Sometimes I do it like this, but I'm just going to do it from the bottom. I can look and see what's left, right, and on the bottom, and I know just about what space. Then I look all the way up, and I know that it's going to fit all the way around. All right, and we're just going to go ahead and do this part too. Okay, so we're going to put our ribbon right here. This is our beige ribbon right here. So let's go ahead and adhere this to the green. And this is, oh, I should have made sure I have glue in here. But this is embossed. So I like to use liquid glue just because I know it's going to stick in the paper really well versus the seal with it's not coming out as thick as I'd like it, but it's fine. That's why I added a little extra in the middle. So again, I'm going to add it on the white. I think my nails are distracting. I got them done yesterday and I was like, oh, remember last time I got the chrome? And I was thinking, ooh, chrome again. That would be fun because I had polish. I was going to do this color. And then when I saw she had this color with the chrome on it, I was like, oh yeah, add the chrome. But now I feel like it's like looks like foil. Okay, so now before you adhere this, don't forget your ribbon. And there's a couple things you can do. You can add your adhesive to the ribbon if you want. If you want to use tear and tape. We're going to use glue again because we've got to add our colored strip before we add our... I should have added this before we adhered it to the green, but I know because I measured these, they should fit just fine. We don't have to do that. But now you want to add this before you add it to the top. I like to use the tear and tape. And so what I like to do is I'm going to leave it off the edge just a little bit. And I'm going to go just on top of the designer, the specialty paper. Okay. It doesn't have to be exactly straight, but you want it fairly straight because your ribbon's going to go on top of it. But your ribbon can move a little bit because it's wider than the tape. So once you get that on, I'm going to add that. You can line your piece up. Let's take this off. And I like this piece to hang off a little bit on both sides because we're going to wrap it. So take your ribbon. I don't really know that there's a good side and a bad side. So we're going to line this up. Hopefully my head's not in the way. And then I'm going to go right on the line. I want to make sure that this gets covered. So I'm going to go right where that line is because it's kind of just above it. Okay, and we're going to lay that on there. And then I'm going to take that adhesive and move it to the back. Okay, and then I'm just going to cut off that little extra. You don't have to, but I do. But then I also take my seal and I make sure I just fold it down. And we're going to go ahead and adhere it to our card. I always do the placement from the top. Oh yeah, see when somebody looks at a card, their eye, I think, immediately goes here. And so if it was crooked here, I mean, you're going to see it up there too, but I would really see it here because that's where you focus to open it up. So I tend to do it on the bottom. All right, so this is the top, right? Yep. So I'm going to open it up. It's just a little easier to see. And as long as you're straight here, you should be good on the other side. All right, so there we go. And now these two pieces are going to be glued down, but we're going to color first. So now we're going to bring back in our coloring. All right. So these are going to go like this on there. And so I wanted them to just be soft and something to go with the Mossy Meadow. So I chose peach. All right. So I have, oh, I don't even have a color on here. Dark crumb cake. I have the Mossy Meadow. And I think I only used the, no, I think I used both. I have the peach pie. And then of course I have my lifter. So what we're going to do first is we're going to take the brush end and we are going to color our branches. So see, the branches are colored. Okay, you don't want all that white there because you really want those white flowers to really pop, right? So let's go ahead and use our brush tip. And you're going to, everything that's just a branch, you want to just do the branches. So we're just going to start here. And this will lighten up, so don't worry about it looking dark. Okay, it will lighten up. And so you don't want to do the leaves. You want just the branch. I go right up to the leaves because you don't want the green to be down the branch. So you can tell by my bingos that it's not, you know, just pasting things together. I try to teach techniques. I do cards that I would be doing. I don't do super simple cards. So for those of you that are new to watching me, I honestly have trouble doing simple cards. All right, so there's that one. And so now let's do this one. It's the same. And if you decide you want to do this light versus dark, remember last month I didn't have bingo, so it will lighten up, but if you decide you want to do light or pecan pie or a different color, you definitely can. We don't have beige, so I thought crumb cake was as close to it as we could get. So I just decided to do it close to the paper. Okay, one more. All right, so there's that one. All right, now what I did is I took the dark Mossy Meadow and I just did the little line right in the middle of the leaves, just the leaves. And these little heart-shaped ones like right here, those are flowers. I did those as flowers. So just the ones, except this one right next to that other leaf, I made that a leaf. But you can look at them and kind of decide what you want to do. All right, so that's that one. Like this one right here has the two. I just made it a leaf. Doesn't have that little slit in the leaf, but that's okay. And I know some people think, oh, well, You can't really tell that line's there anyway once you use the light green, but I think you can. So if you look closely, see how you can see just the darker bit in between, in the middle of the leaf? That's because I just did a little tiny leaf, and now you can take the brush end if you want, because you're going to just be brushing out. Oh, this one probably needs a new, I probably need a new one. So I'm going to get away from this one because it's, I don't want to get it all over everything else. We'll just do this one. And I brush it outward. I don't want to brush the green because you're blending, right? You don't want to blend it into the brown. So I'm going to go towards the end on it. So it's super simple. It's just a little time consuming, but it's so pretty when it's all done. Okay, so there's that one. So let's do our green on this one. Oh, I did a lot of coloring today. My hand is a little sore. I can feel it. You know how there's Netflix and chill? Well, I was Netflix and coloring. And this will lighten up too, so your leaves look a little dark right now, but everything will lighten up. And if it doesn't lighten up to your satisfaction, use your color lifter. All right, so that's all done. Let's see. I forgot we need to do our, it's probably easier to see on there. All right, the leaves are done. So now we're going to take the dark pecan pie, or peach pie, sorry, peach pie, and we're going to do the little yellow. Okay, we're going to act like the little heart-shaped ones are the peach. Okay, so like that one doesn't have lines in it like these do, but I still want that to look like a flower. Let's see, I struggle to do simple cards too, Marcie. They seem to be too hard for me to do. I enjoy your designs and techniques like the one you did with using the silicone mat to add. Oh, good. This is just card one, Kathy. We have not even done a bingo yet. All right, so thank you, Belinda. You're just going to take the dark and you're just going to go in all those little lines, and the little heart-shaped ones, you're just going to act like they have lines. They don't, but we're just going to, oops, I got to pull them apart. Add just a little, just a couple little dots there. You just want that little bit of depth. So same here. Little heart. All right, so there's that. And now you're going to go in with the light peach, and you're going to blend it a little bit, but you want to do it down towards the bottom like this. You want that white, those white tips there, right? So I would do your bullet tip and just kind of do a little squiggle and get it to the bottom. And just do it right close to the green. It doesn't have to go all the way up. You just want it to look like the base has that peach color to it. And kind of blend it together. And again, this also will lighten up. All right, so look how simple this is. All right, so that's one, and then here's the other one. And if you wanted to leave it just like this to give it just that tiny bit of peach, you definitely can do that too. All right, so there's our two pieces. I love alcohol because it dries really fast. So now we can put our card together. And you want to do this as an arch. So we're just going to take our glue. Now remember, this is embossed, so you definitely want to use liquid. And I'm putting a decent amount on because it's going to go in those grooves. So just make sure where your larger pieces are that you're going to glue on top of these too. So it'll be held down with other stuff, but just kind of put glue where you think, you know, add a couple dots here and there. Okay, and then just center that the best you can. See how this folds right here on that part? So just kind of make sure you open that up a little bit. I'm going to lay it down lightly. And that's close enough. It doesn't have to be exactly in the center. All right, so there we go. There is no sense trying to pop these up. What you want to do with this is glue the centers and not so much the leaves, so that leaves are kind of a little looser. And then we're going to put a bow on top of that anyway, so you want this to go where this flower is kind of equal to that, because you don't want it to hang over too much. So glue one at a time. Well, obviously, but you know, pay attention to that part. And I glued down the center and then a little on the branches, but not necessarily the flowers, because they're going to be fine. All right, so I'm going to take, and plus you can hold it by the flowers, which is nice. I want this flower to go here. I want my stem to be on the stem. Okay. And just lay that there. And just see how the stem is on top of the stem there. All right, now we're going to take this one and do the same thing and kind of overlap it. So see, I didn't really touch any of the flowers, but just kind of the branches and the leaves a little bit. And now, same thing, you want your flower to be out here, but not way out there. And you can cut that branch off if you want. So I'll show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to hold this part up. I'm going to put this part right here, but up a little to where this branch kind of comes down. And I am going to cut this bottom part off because that's about where our bow is going to go anyway. Okay, so we're just kind of layered there in the middle. All right, and now we're going to take our bow. You could tell the front has the nice smooth circle part on it, and the back side is like a knot. And plus this goes towards the back. So what I like to do is use a glue dot. And then I like to add a little bit of glue just for that extra security, just on the sides of the glue dot. And we're going to put that right here in the middle. And once you put that in, you can fluff up that bow, get it how you want it. Okay. Some of it's kind of stuck to the flowers, and that's okay. All right, so there's that. And now let's do our embellishment. I mean our sentiment. Get the glue off my hands. Oh, good, Annie. It's not just me. Oh, hi, Dolores. Yeah, you're back on your account. All right, so here's your sentiment. Just make sure your bow's not in the way. I wanted it right in between the ribbon, right in the middle. Okay, there you go. With your bingo, I always like to send your embellishments with you, and this time you are going to get a package of the In Color Shimmer. And you, I just did one large one right here. I kind of found a smooth spot on here because you know how the distressed folder is. So I just kind of found a smooth spot. You can put them up or down or over and right, whatever you want. And then I put one up here, and I just kind of, again, found a smooth spot and stuck it there. So that is our card. So you can just kind of, when you get your paper, you're going to notice that this paper, if you haven't received it, this paper is kind of ombre. So you'll get the, there's darker, oh, sorry, my head was in the way, you guys. I'll have to be mindful of that. It will be the darker and the lighter. I'm going to move this just a little bit so my head doesn't get in the way. Sorry. There we go. You'll notice that that might be a little bit shades off, so but that's just kind of how that paper is, which it is so pretty. And then on the inside, so you might, if you decide, like this one has the dark and the light, this one's pretty much dark, but this one also has more light than dark. I mean, you can switch them inside, outside, whatever you want, but it's just really, really pretty paper. Oh, I'm glad you guys like it. Oh, I'm sorry about your cousin, Dolores. Thanks, you guys. All right, yay! Now we're ready for the first bingo. Hopefully everybody's on. If you need your numbers, let me know. I'm gonna move these aside, probably behind me, so I can get them out of the way. Thanks, you guys. I'm glad you like it. And guess what? I have new numbers. So let me get these out of the way. New numbers. Ooh, they're so pretty. All right, does anybody need their numbers? Anybody need their numbers that don't have their numbers? I printed the list out. What did I do with it? Oh, here it is. All right, I have my list. All right, it doesn't look like anybody needs their numbers. All right, let's get started then. These are nice, big, bold numbers so we can see them too. Woohoo! First number, 24. Look, I did flowers on there. Aren't those pretty? And they're supposed to be the new in colors, but you know, printers don't always print the exact color that you want. Do make sure that your chat is on live chat. What that means is what's going on right now is what you'll see on the chat. You don't want to be watching the top chat people. And then also make sure that you have your red bar pulled all the way to the right. Okay, all the way to the right so that everybody's up to date where they need to be. Some people, if you start watching the video late, I just started the first bingo and it's like 5:47. So just make sure if it's not 5:47 for you right now that you grab that bar and pull it over, okay? And we do have a little bit of a lag because I do, number 30, I do closed captions for my customers. So there is a little bit of a delay more than normal when doing this. So you might see something going on or somebody commenting and I'm saying something else already. So thank you so much, you guys, for watching. If you are watching and you're not playing bingo and you haven't subscribed, I'd love to have you subscribe and a thumbs up and hit the notification so you can get notified of my videos. Number 5. I tend to go a little faster at the beginning because nobody can get a bingo until 5, and I can see your numbers where you're at, so I know if anybody's close, and then I'll slow down after I get all the glue off of here. Number 17. I get a glare. There you go. Lots of B's. A BI already from Stephanie. 27. Are these numbers nice and easy for you guys to see? I hope they're better. Ooh, Belinda has a BING. Number 20. And a BIN from Mary and Cheryl. Number 1. So the rule is the first person that hits bingo. So it doesn't matter if they're 3 numbers behind. If they're the first person that hits bingo and I check it and I have their numbers, then they win. So if you're behind, you still have a chance. So make sure you check your numbers. Number 13. It's just with the time delay with computers and everything, it's just too hard to say, no, you have to do it within that very last number that I called. Number 10. BING for Mary. Number 26. Lots of BIs now. Yay, Eileen's on the board with a B. 28. I have to get a new bucket because my bucket has a big, well, several cracks in it, but I tried finding a bucket and I couldn't find one, so I'm going to have to go to the dollar store or something. 16, and find a nice bucket. I found a cookie jar, but it was just too heavy. Oh, Belinda has a bingo. Let's check. Let's check. Belinda. Wow, let's see. Let me see. Hold on. All right, I am looking. I don't know why you're not on my list, Belinda, so I'm just double checking. It could have, my printer was having some major hiccups earlier, so I had to go back in and print pages. I want to make sure I didn't miss it. I have you, Melinda, no worries. You think you did it wrong? Okay, let me look. You're on here. Let me see. 24. Yeah, Belinda, you are not, you do not have a bingo. Let me see. Let me see if you have any. No. Okay, so you said you thought you did it wrong and... Okay, you made a mistake. Okay. 24, 17. Oh, I see what... Okay, Belinda, yeah. So right now you would be putting a B-I and an N if you have 3. Okay, and then now you're the next one you would do is B-I-N-G-O if you get another number. Okay? All right, so we're going to continue on, and then Tanya, it looked like she did not have a bingo, so we're going to continue on. All right, number 6. Number 19. Tammy, it looks like she said she did not. It was a mistake. Number 14. Number 15. Terry has a B-I-N-G. We've got a few B-I-Ns. Ooh, Marilee has a B-I-N-G. Beverly has a B-I-N-G. Ooh, and Kathy. Number 7. I'm going to hold a bit because oh, Terry says she has bingo, so let's take a look. All right. 6, 15, 16, 20, and 24. Terry, congratulations. Oh, you know what? You are right, you guys. I'm so sorry. That is a 9. That was totally my fault. Does anybody have a bingo with a 9? That was my screw up. That is my fault. Okay, Cheryl. Oh, you guys, I'm so sorry. Let's see. 5, 9, 16, 24, and 27. Terry, I will make it up to you. I am so sorry. It looks like Cheryl has a bingo with a 9. Oh, you guys, I'm so sorry. I need to look at the flowers. Yeah, so Tanya said that she didn't back then. I'm sorry, you guys. This is such a mess. Okay. Tanya. All right, so Cheryl said bingo. Tanya, boy, you guys, I am so sorry. My fault. Put the wrong number up. 1. Okay, so Tanya didn't have bingo until the 15. Cheryl had it at the 9, and Cheryl said she had it before. And Tanya now has it. You will still win. Terry, you are so sweet. So I'm calling this one for Cheryl. She said it first after we realized that was a 9. Tanya, I'm sorry you didn't get it until you were on the 15. But 9 came before 15. You're right. I'm sorry, Tanya. Okay, so Cheryl, I'm putting you down as the winner. I am so sorry, you guys. That is totally, I need to pay attention that was a 9 and not a 6. I should have put a line under it. All right, number 1 for Cheryl. I am so sorry, you guys. I will pay attention to that. But 9 came before 15. Thank you, Tanya. You are correct. All right, so sorry about that, Cheryl. You won that one. Congratulations, Terry. Thank you for being so understanding. And Tanya, what a mess. Oh, thank you. Oh, okay. Thank you guys so much. Ooh, let's get to the next card. I'm sorry about that. My other one, apparently I noticed it right away, but on these new numbers, I guess I didn't. I'm sorry. All right, so our second card that I will post the numbers on. This Thoughtful Journey paper is absolutely beautiful. So I wanted to do something with it. And I wanted to show you kind of how to get the best use out of this paper. It is so beautiful for some nice quick cards. And so I was like, you know what? I just have to show you guys what we did. So I decided to make it a bingo card. You're going to get one of these kits. And so this is what I did. So your kits could be different. Okay, it's going to be one of these. So this is what I did. The same thing, different paper. This paper, and I believe this paper and this paper I think are the same paper. But this one, you can see like bushes in it a little more. This one's a little more watercolory. I think this is the reverse side. So you could, if you get one of these, you could probably turn it over and use either side. But look how pretty these are. Again, I'm using that Thoughtful Designs paper, that specialty paper. And I just cut out one of these, which is from Do I not have? Oh, yeah, I do. Oh, I don't have it right here. Gosh darn it. Well, hold on. You know what? I think somebody has it because she's die cutting for me. And I don't have the name. Steph, if you have the name of this, if you're on here still, this die right here, I want to say, I don't know. I'm sorry. But this die right here, you're getting it in your package anyway. And so this is, I just added it. I changed out the paper. This one's Highland Heather, Mossy Meadow. These are Old Olive because it kind of goes with the different shades of the green. And then I did some Pretty Peacock and Wild Wheat. So one of these cards you will get. And so it's quick and simple, but I really wanted to show you. Here I just talked about not doing simple cards. But I just wanted to show you a lot of the different options you can have with this card. So here is your project kit. You'll get one. Unbounded Beauty. Thank you. It was Unbounded Beauty, and that's where this die piece came from. It's a great, great set. All right, so let's go ahead and piece these together. Now, when you cut this paper, I'm going to show you. Well, let me pull out this exact paper so I can kind of give you a good idea if I have any more. Ha. All right, so this paper right here, I just pulled one of the kits out. So that's this paper. So like usual, this one here is the 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. And then this is the 4 by 5 1/4, right? So what I did is I chose, okay, well, this has a lot of this right here, but only some sky. So I chose to cut this off the bottom. So I did the 5 3/8 or 5 1/4 here. So I cut this piece off. And now I have a small piece, but I also have this piece on the back for something if I want it. Then I cut, so this is by 4, so here's 2 inches. So then I cut this in half, and I took this, and this is going in the middle. So 4 by 5 1/4, 1 inch by 5 1/4, and I still have a strip here, and I have a strip down here still, and I put them in a little envelope with all the pieces together. All right, so that's where I got my measurements, and I did that on all of the papers. And so this is going to go on the inside, and this is going to go on the outside. So let's get my piece here. Let's see. All right. And this is going to go top and bottom. Okay, it goes all the way to the top and bottom because I measured it to where this is going to go in the middle. And all the way to the bottom. And then this is going to go right here on the side. So that way when you open your card up, oh, I don't even have this one, let me see. When you open your card up, you still have the continued piece right here. Okay, so it's still kind of a continued from your seam. So we're going to add that. And we're going to add it right to the edge. Again, that's where I like to bring in the dark so I can see, because otherwise it looks like you're there, and then when you pick it up and you put it on your dark card base, then you're going to have a white piece right here because I didn't get it quite close enough to that. And then we're going to put that on here. And And you can tell that this is just a tiny bit over on the bottom, and I like to take it off. So we're just going to go right. I mean, this is so tiny. You can hear my husband's bringing the trash cans up. Sorry about the noise. He's getting home from a haircut. All right, we're going to pull that down. And then, well, let's go ahead and put that on the inside of our card. If you watched me for a while, you know I like to try and get the inside done and put it down and out of the way. Because too many times you grab that white paper and you think, oh, this is scratch paper, or this is, and sometimes it is the paper you should be stamping on. And if I don't put it in here, I might accidentally grab it and use it for something. So I like to put it on the inside. All right, there we go. Yay. All right, so the outside, we're going to do kind of the same thing. We're going to add this to here. Oh, you don't hear it. Oh, that's good. It's right outside my window, so. All right, same thing. And you'll have different colors, whatever, you know, it'll match your project. And the whole point on this was to try to use up the paper. So you might have a little bit here. Just cut that off. I'd rather you have a little extra than not enough. Let's go ahead and we can add this on here. And I did it all the way to the edge. But I wanted to show you how to use up all that pack because the paper is so beautiful that I was like, all right, I think there's 2 pieces in there that I did not use. Okay, I'm going to do this on the white, not on the dark because it's a dark piece, right? And before I push it down, I like to just double check and make sure it's on there. And now we'll add it to our, but look how pretty that is too. How nice would this be to just add a sentiment on that? Like make that part of one of your, you know, pieces that you do a sentiment on, the lighter piece there. Or emboss in gold, or there's all kinds that you could use these extra little pieces for, which is why I kept them in an envelope, because I could definitely pull them out and use them for something else. All right, so we're going to add this. All right. And we are not going to tie anything around it, so let's go ahead and add this to our card base. So this card is a more simple card. The thing is it is more simple, but I did a bunch of these. And I used several packs, but I made a lot of cards with just one pack. So when you think about, oh, I need a lot of cards, and you always need a sympathy card or a thank you card, or just a thinking of you card, or there's just so many things that you know you need. Okay, so I can tell you right now that either this card didn't get a bow in it because I might have pulled this out before I put the bows in, because you need a bow. So I'm going to have to make you one and check the kits. See, this is why I don't send them until tomorrow. 1, 2, 3. It's a 3-loop bow, fairly large bow. And if you want to know how I do my bows, I do have a video on bows. So just search for bows and you'll find it. All right, so we'll do that, but let's do our sentiment first. All right, so for our sentiment, I did "You Make Life Better," and I also did a stamp there that kind of matches. So I chose this stamp, which is from Thoughtful Wishes. So it's this one right here, and we're just using the top portion. And I'm going to look at this, and I am going to choose Wild Wheat because I want a light color. Oh, my kitty knows her daddy's home because she's thinking it's time to eat now. All right, so I want a piece of scratch paper, so I'm going to stamp my cat. Thanks, Terry. All right, we're going to do the sentiment first. Well, you just guys get everything today. Garbage cans moving. Now my cat's meowing. Okay, so the U and the better are kind of cursive-y. So I like to look at the Make Life because it's nice and straight and bold. So when you put it on here, kind of focus on that. And then, of course, making sure your other two words are on there. But you want to, you know, make it as straight as you can. All right, now we're going to go in with our wild wheat. And we're going to stamp off. So what I do is I get a piece of paper. I also use this, but I'm probably going to use that for the rest of the night. So let's do it here. 1, 2, 3. And I think 3 is perfect. You just want it to be, you know, light enough to see. So I'm going to do 1, 2, and I'm going to bring my sentiment in. And I'm just going to do a 3. And I'm making it where my flower is right there in the open. Okay, so it's just light enough to see it, but your words are what your main focus is. So you don't want to do it too dark. If you do it too dark, I had one here, but I think I threw it away because it was way too dark. So you just kind of want to make sure you don't do it too dark. All right, now we're going to bring in our card. We're going to glue this down. If you want to pop it up, you can. There's not a whole lot of places to put too many dimensionals. So I am popping up the sentiment, and that is fine for me. So, and I just put a little bit of glue everywhere. Do a little bit on the stems. And make sure your stem doesn't go off the top. You can move it up or down or whatever you want. And also, depending where you want your sentiment. I liked where this leaf kind of went on top of it. But here you'll notice the sentiment's lower because most of the focal points appear. Okay, so you can kind of check that. All right, we're going to get this. Oh, you love talkative cats. Our cat, I don't know what her deal is. She's lost a lot of weight. We took her to the doctor. Doctor said all the labs, everything's perfectly fine. But now all of a sudden she is meowing like crazy. She doesn't want dry cat food. She wants wet cat food. My husband says she's spoiled. But she's perfectly fine. All right, I think I'm going to go right here. And I like to add where the leaves just kind of layer over. I like the sky. I like this right here. And we're going to add our bow up here anyway. This is the back, so we're going to go to the front. Anyway, she's perfectly fine. She's not in any pain at all. She's perfectly happy. But she just wants wet food. But she's not going to be happy this week when we leave town because she's getting dry food. My son would come over here and feed her like when we were in Mexico. And, but he's going with us. So she's going to have a rough weekend. All right, so it depends on, I don't mind these hanging over your sentiment if they're just hanging down. If you wanted to, you could cut them a little bit. They're still going to hang over, but not hang down. And I'm fine with that. These gems, what I did is I wanted to show you. They're out of stock. So I decided I wanted to show these to you, but where are the other ones? You can put these gems on here too. So like you can just pick a gold like the peach ones or the green ones or whatever you want. But these, if you have them, you can put them on. What did I do with them? They're right here. There you go. And then this one I used like the more blue-green one. So whatever gems work for you on this. I'm going to put one here. One right here. And I'm going to put one down here. So you can kind of just pick and choose your area where you want to put those at. All right, and then let me see if I can pull out another one here. Here's the purple. Oh, that's the purple one. What other color is there? Here's the orange one. Okay, so there's the different options. So whichever card you get, you'll get the color that you want that will match it. All right, so that is super simple. Card number 2. So I hope that will inspire you to grab a package of this paper, because it is a great card to just make quick and easy, and you can add stuff to, you know, make it fancy, and add, you know, whatever sentiment works for you. You can do them also landscape if you want. So the whole suite is actually a fantastic suite. So I hope you enjoyed that card. Let's see. Let me grab, I'm going to just make sure I have those, check those ribbons, the linen thread. And I will make those bows for you. All right. Yay. Oh, thanks, Terry. Yeah, the DSP is so, so pretty. And these are, like I said, great cards to mass produce. So I hope you liked those. Let me get rid of all of this stuff off my desk so I can get to the next bucket. We're going to start the second bingo. Put that behind me. Oh, that's a great idea with the Z-fold and use it all. All right, is everybody ready? Ooh, ready for the next bingo. We are going to focus on our 6s and our 9s, just in case. All right, here we go. Number 12. This is our second bingo. Ooh, Eva's got a B already. Number 26. Okay, now we've got some B's coming up. Number 30. Number 22. All right, lots of B's. Ooh, number 21. A BI for Terry. Number 10. BI for Beverly and Terry. Number 1. $29. I'm going to slow down just a bit. All right, Stephanie, Eva, and Kathy Goff, we all have BIs. Number 11. Yes, Kathleen, you did pay for bingo. Number 17. Oh, BIN from Kathy. BIN from Stephanie. 16. Donna has a BIN. Lots of BIs coming up. Okay, flowers on the bottom, number 6. Beverly has a BIN. Donna, Ramona. $27. Marva, Michelle with BINs. Ooh, Beverly has a BING. Dolores has BIN. Just so you know, the 4th card tonight is my was my swap card for the incentive trip. Number 24. You never know when you have to give that disclaimer. You know, I have to tell you guys all the time that less than 1% earn the incentive trip. So I should say that less than 1% of demonstrators earn the incentive trip. That's a multi-marketing disclaimer we have to say, but just because I said this was my swap, I should say that, I guess. Michelle, BING, lots of BINs popping up now. 23. Let's see, Mary, Belinda, Terry, Anna all have BIN. Ooh, Stephanie has BING, and Kathy has BING. Number 15. Anna has BING. Yay. Eileen, BIN. Okay, I'm slowing down just a bit. Okay, now we have number 9. Donna has BING. Ooh, Terry, lots of BINGs now. I'm waiting for the next number because it's on there already. Anna, BING. Jill, BIN. Renee, BING. Ooh. Anna has a bingo. Let's take a look. Turn some pages. There we go. All right. Checking Anna's number. 11, 23, 9, 24, and 6. Congratulations, Anna. Woohoo! Second bingo won by Anna. Congratulations. I don't see any other bingos. I'm looking. No consolation bingos. Congratulations. Yay. All right. I'm mixing them up for next time. So just make sure if you guys have won bingo, just send your order to me and I will get that put in. And as soon as you pay the balance, I'll invoice you for, and then I'll get it sent off for you. If you need or want expedited shipping or anything, you've got to let me know because I just do regular shipping. Okay, we are going to do a fun fold for card number 3. Anna, it is beginner's luck. This is Anna's first time playing bingo, I believe. Yay! All right. This card was so fun to create. I wanted to do something different. And so we have our birdhouse. And then we open both sides up. So again, you will get all your measurements off of your kit that I send to you, okay? So this is the card. So here we go. Let's get started. So this is what your kit looks like. Let's open it up. And there's lots of little pieces, so make sure you have your little flowers and your leaves and just put those up to the side. I always put them right by my the Stampin' Up logo on my glass mat. All the little pieces. So we're gonna move all the pieces off. Make sure you have all your little leaves and your flowers. You should have a single leaf, a double leaf, and then a small and a big flower, and then two of your smoky slate or gray. I can't remember which ones these are, but you should have two gems. Sorry, I don't have the hiccups. And move those aside. You're going to have a piece of paper. This is a thick, that's going to be your background. So we're going to move all of this off. All right, move all of this off except the inside piece. So that you don't get them confused, because this looks really close to it, let's go ahead and glue these down. All right, so we're going to just double check everything. You're going to glue that there. You're going to take your two Misty Moonlight pieces, and this is going to go under. This is what I like to do, is I just like to make sure you have everything. This is going to go here. You're going to take one of your eyelet pieces. That goes there. This one goes over here with this one. I just want to make sure you have everything and we don't mix it up. This right here is going to go in the front. Now notice on this one, you have your piece here. It's longer this way, shorter this way, okay? So remember, your card is longer this way, it's shorter this way, but this piece is going to go longer this way, shorter this way, because it's going to fit the top of here. So just kind of, you know, make sure you pay attention to that. Okay, yeah, the card does stand up. Yep. Okay, so that part's going to go on the front, all right? But when you open this up, you're going to have this piece and this piece, same thing. You're going, oops, I'm sorry, you have your white piece on here. This is your panel. So you're going to glue those on like this. Again, long way this way. Okay. Short way this way. All right. So let's start attaching things to as much as we can so that we don't get it mixed up. All right. So we're going to set that aside. Let's open this up. I'm going to move this up here and we're going to do this inside first. So we are going to add our adhesive here. All right, this is going to go on our Misty Moonlight here. So just lay your pieces out so you know what's what, and then that way you can adhere them together, because you're going to have some extra white pieces. So there's this piece, and this is going to go in the middle here. So let's go ahead and get that out of the way. It's so funny because these cards, you know, we didn't have an April bingo, so these were all created mostly in May or in March before I left, so that when I came back I was just able to create the amount that I needed and everything. Okay, now you're going to take this, I think it's easier to hold this, and we're going to adhere it on here. Now you could add these pieces on first, so it gives you your measurement on each side. So let's just do that because I think it'll be easier for you. So again, we're going to use glue because this is on embossed piece. All right, and it does not go all the way to the edge. You want to just center this on your blue. All right, sometimes I like to pick it up so I can see it a little bit better and kind of just wiggle it into the space where I want it. All right, so we'll put that on. And then this one, same thing. This will help you kind of center your other piece too. Because there's nothing worse than putting that centerpiece on and it's to one side a little worse than the other one. And then your centerpiece won't fit. It is the Country Lace DSP. Yes, it is. This is the Country Lace. I love this paper and I absolutely love it with the birdhouse. And then this is the Country Wood DSP. Okay. All right, so we're going to go ahead and add that there. Put that down. I'm going to wiggle it down just a little bit. Back up and over just a little. All right, so let's go ahead and put these on. And again, you're just going to do that little bit around the edge like you would if, you know, with the regular panel that you put on, that little 1/8 of an inch around. And then we're going to do the same for the other side. All right, so we're going to do it like that. All right, now is when I think if you take this and you just go in here, you can just center it just right. I like to use liquid glue for this so that you can wiggle it in and get it where you want it. So I'm going to add my liquid. And I like to get it kind of closer to the sides because it is kind of a 3D project, a moving project. So I just want to make sure it's not going to go anywhere. We're going to go ahead and set it right here in the center, line it up on the bottom. You want to make sure it stands up. Let's put this underneath it so we can see it a little bit better. All right, you want to make sure that you have it to where it sets up. If it's a little off on one side or the other, you want it to be on the top, okay, so that you can stand it up nice and straight and you don't have any issues, okay? So this is like that, all right, and this is like that, so fine. And just make sure that it folds okay and your center should be not overlapping, and that's great. All right, now let's go ahead and we can add our panels, because if you look here, we're going to add this panel and we're going to layer up on top of it. There's no ribbon or anything, so let's go ahead. Make sure, you're going to notice when you do this, you want blue all the way around, okay? So make sure you do it like this. Again, I like to use glue on an embossed piece. My glue is getting, I'm having to squeeze too hard, which means I need to put more glue in here, but we're going to try and make it through the night. I refilled all my seal and forgot my liquid glue. That's all right. All right, so see, it fits nicely around the blue, like that. All right, so we're going to go ahead and adhere this on our card. So I'm going to show you how I do it. We want this to be in the middle, okay? So I'm going to layer it right here and get my idea of where I want it to be layered. Then I'm going to grab it right where I want it to go. So I'm going to take this and lift it, and I want to put my fingers right there, top and bottom. I can lift it up. And now I know I want it below my fingers, okay? Below my fingers. So you don't have to go all the way up to the exact edge of that paper. You're going to use liquid glue and it is going to seal just fine and hold on there. All right, so now put it back down. Start it over here, not all the way to the edge, but very close, so you know just about where you want to wiggle it and you don't have glue all over. So you shouldn't have glue there, okay? And we're just wanting to make sure that that gets squished in there really good and holds that. All right, now we're going to do this piece. And we're going to layer up all 3 pieces. You could do liquid or you could do seal, whatever you want to do. Oh. All right, we're going to pull in our white piece. Do you guys do this? Do you guys use your silicone mat to see your white edges? And then I switch it to my glass mat or my desktop when I do the darker. It's such a, I think I'm just getting old. So for my eyeballs, like, it's just, that way it doesn't play games on me. I could just see it better. It's like I told my husband, I think that the lipstick, the companies are making the names on the bottom of the lipstick a lot smaller. That is just not right. All right, so now we're going to put this one on. And you want this to go nicely right here. Remember, there's not one over here, but you want it to go, this is going to cover it. But you want it to look nice, right? So you want to make sure, let me open that piece. You open it backwards like this. Set that one sideways so you can see what you're doing right here. If you put that on and it just goes to your edge, you just want to make sure this closes, number one. Number two, you want to make sure you don't see it anywhere, okay? So you're going to notice that it's slightly smaller than this other one, than the top one, okay? So now, same thing. Fold that back, it's easiest to do. You're going to go like this. Now I'm going to put my fingers right here again because I'm right-handed. And I know now I want the glue above. All right, so I go above. Don't even go close to your finger, you don't need to. Okay, that glue is not going to let this project go anywhere, except my glue is getting... I'm going to put a little extra because it's really, really thin because it's kind of running out. All right, so there we go. Now, again, get it as close as you can when you put it on because you don't want to have to move it around too much because you don't want the glue to come out. You want to make sure that's set. And then you can open it up, burnish it on there. That's why you don't want to put too much. You don't want it too thick. You don't want it to have to come out, okay? So there we go. So there is the base of our card. This is what our card looks like. And now we're going to do some decorating. So we have a little piece of paper for your bird. And you have, uh-oh, where did my other piece go? Because I saw it before I started this project, knowing it was in here. What did I do with it? Well, I'm going to pull out another one, but I'm writing myself a note to make sure that there's one in your kit, because this is why I do this. Bird. All right, so what we're going to do is this goes on the front, and it's going to say happy birthday. This one is cut by a die, okay? That's going to be this piece right here, the bottom of your birdhouse, all right? This one is just happens to be a circle that punch that I had, and this is out of Pebble Path, so it just looks like the inside of the bird house, but you want it to be dark, kind of like it's on the inside. So what I did is I'm just going to take a little bit of glue. You don't want a lot. I just kind of tap around, and then I just laid it on there. And you don't want to move it around a lot because you don't want the glue to come through, right? So you want it to look nice, so we'll just set that aside. Let's do happy birthday on this piece here. Let's see, happy birthday. Oh, Anna, it takes time. A lot of my cards take time, but don't be afraid to do them. They may take time, but they're not that hard. All right, I'm going to redo this because I felt like it was crooked, and I'm not going to put it on the glass. I'm going to put it on my desk because it slides a little better, whereas on my glass, which is where I think I did it, which this is really dirty. I think that's where it came in crooked. All right, better. Now I can see. All right. So we want to do our happy birthday. I just happen to do a bit of steps on my cards. All right, so do it as straight as you can. All right, and we'll take care of that in a minute. now we're going to take this bottom portion right here, and we are going to add, oh, this is the right side. Remember, it's smoother. It's a little bit rougher on this other side. We are going to add this on here like this towards the bottom because you want to see that blue, but you want that happy birthday on there, okay? So we're going to take this and we are just going to add some adhesive on the bottom. You know what? Let's use glue. Let's use glue. And then let's take our happy birthday and put it, oops, and put it on here. It doesn't have to be all the way on, but you want it to be, you want to see the blue for sure. All right, and now we're just going to set it aside. You just want to make sure that it is on straight. Okay, so make sure it's straight because we're going to trim it off to where it fits the bottom of this. So see how there's just a little bit down here? You want to make sure that your birthday part is on the blue because we're going to trim this up. So we'll drop that off. Now this makes all the difference in the world. See how cute this little stamping is right here? So we want to get Misty Moonlight. Oh, I found my other piece of paper. I knew it was somewhere. All right, so we had our Misty Moonlight. We're going to take this cute little stamp right here, which is the Country Bird House, and it's this little stamp right here. All right, so we're going to do Misty Moonlight, and we are going to, the little flowers go upward. You'll see where the scallop is on the top. If you don't have this stamp, you do not have to do this step. So if you don't have the step, don't worry about it. I've done many cards without this on the birdhouse, so you don't have to. All right, so there's one. And what I do is I make sure the bottom is lined up with the bottom here. Okay, so I go up until I see it come up. You can see it in your stamp. And then I kind of come back down. And then I stamp it to right where the bottom aligns with the bottom. Okay? But you do not have to do that stamp, that part. All right, we're going to stamp our bird. Again, if you don't have a bird, use a butterfly, add another flower if you want, whatever you want to do, but we put a little bird on the inside. You do not have to. You could also add a little bird out front if you want, but you could add another flower here if you want. You could add a butterfly, whatever you want. All right, so let's get our bird. And I'll show you how I colored him. Super simple. I kind of like this method of coloring birds because birds can be really finicky. Like, how are you going to color the bird with it being the right color or for it to match? All right, so it says on the outside, happy birthday, hoping you have the best day ever. So let's get this on here. Again, I'm looking at best day ever. And try to make that, this barely fits, but it fits right on this piece. So you want to get it right on that card as you want. I am obsessed with the birdhouses too. I love it. And I love the paper. I love the lace paper and the wood paper. I just think it's perfect. All right. So we already glued this, which you really didn't have to, but because sometimes it's nice to put this on first, just make sure it fits. I did do it white to white. So it's whatever your preference is. All right, let's add our adhesive. We just want to make sure you have room for your bird. So, you know, kind of go down a little bit, maybe like it's like a 2/3 kind of. And then just make sure, you know, so I don't sit here and think, oh, I've got to measure it, make sure it's straight. If it's straight enough to my eye, I'm assuming it's going to be fine for somebody else's eye. All right, so let's move that aside. Let's do our bird really quick. Let me find my colors here. I did the Misty Moonlight, light and dark, and I did the light Lemon Lolly. Okay, so light lemon lolly, all I did is the beak. And I did the little legs. Notice that the colors on the card are just soft and subtle. So I didn't want to use like Daffodil Delight or Pumpkin Pie or anything crazy. I wanted it to be soft. All right, the next thing I did is I actually ended up not using the dark. I just used the light. And where is my... I keep throwing everything over to the side over here. Oh, and my color lifter. So we're going to take the light. And what I did is I just kind of went on the lines just loosely. You don't have to be super neat about it. I just kind of went like this. Same with the outside, with the tail. And then I kind of just went above the head and down. And I just kind of went like that. And then I did a little on the belly. Okay, and you can make it thicker, thinner, whatever you want to do. And then all I did is come in with my lifter, and I start out here and I go inward, and I just kind of, you're just kind of moving your color around. But when you get to the edge, you don't want to go this way. You want to go inward because you don't want it to run outside of your project. And then just kind of feather the colors out a little bit. Now on the outside of the head up here, you want to be careful. You want to go inward, but you don't want to go outward because you don't want it above the head. And if you wanted to, you could bring that color all the way up to the face. You could barely see. It's just kind of feathered out. And I didn't want to sit here and fussy cut it, so I did a bird right there. So same thing, I just did a little bit of the coloring and blended it a little bit, and that's it. So you don't have to, be all crazy about it. All right, let's do our dimensionals. I'm going to do one big one right here, a little one on the head, and I have half ones that I like to cut right here that I'm going to take and put that on his tail. All right, so we're going to put him right here. You want the tail in, so just so when you close it, it's not getting stuck over here. You want to get it, that tail, make sure it's inside, okay? All right, so we've got that part, and now we've got this part. Obviously, if you wanted, you can, stamp something else over here. You've got a lot of really great little flowers. You've got the little speckles, the little chain. I mean, there's all kinds of things, the wood, that you could do if you wanted to do something on the inside. All right, now let's get our birdhouse put together. So you could do both sides. Look at that, you've got some distressed wood. I like the stripes, and it kind of goes with our coloring. So we're gonna bring in this, and we are gonna cut this and hope the words are up high enough. And I'm just gonna round the corners just like the die is. I like to do it from the back so I can see exactly where I'm cutting. All right, so there we go. Happy birthday. So we're going to put that on here and glue it on. See how these lines are right here? Let's see, let me get where's my paper? Here, we'll just use this one. All right, so we're going to glue this on. So now we can do all of our glue. And glue this right onto the front of our birdhouse. Okay, and I got a little crooked right there, so I'm going to fix that, but I'll wait till it dries. Let's put the top of our birdhouse on, which is right here. I just put that on the wrong side. Make sure when you do your gluing, this is the raw side, which I could barely tell, but I could tell when I looked it over. I was like, oh, that's the wrong side, but that's okay. So just be aware of that. All right, we're going to put this on, and it should fit right inside those little grooves that it has. It's so easy to put everything right where it needs to go. Okay, make sure that you don't see the white around the outside. And then don't forget your pretty little lace paper. So look, if I didn't stamp the front side, look how pretty that looks. So if you don't have this stamp set, don't worry about it. It is going to be, it's going to be beautiful anyway. But just this adding this was just too pretty not to do that. So I highly recommend this set. But this is kind of what I'm talking about with, if you don't have the set for bingo items, I try to give you different options. This is all die cut, so you're going to have it. The bird, add a butterfly, add a flower. Don't add anything. You just have the sentiment there, and that's fine too. All right, so there's that. I'm going to go ahead and adhere this to the front of the card now, because then we're going to add our flowers. And I want to make sure that our flowers are put on after I add this. And see, I cut this one a little more than I cut this one. I mean, it's fine, except now I need to trim this little tiny piece up right here. There's like one little piece. There we go. That kind of went weird. But it's totally up to you how you want. You notice on this one, the white goes down and hangs over. This one will not. It's going to show the blue, which is great. So it's whatever you decide is fine. Remember that this is DSP, so I do like to add a little more dimensionals on it. If you wanted to, you could cut out one of the birdhouses in white and just add another backing on there if you felt the need to do that. I don't. I think this is fine. Happy anniversary, Angela. Who doesn't have the birdhouse but has it on their list? It really is a must-have. I love that you could really masculine this up and make it. Okay, see where the point is? And where the point is, that's where you want your top of your birdhouse to go, right there. I think it's great. You can add it and make it, you know, different. You don't have to add the flowers. You can do whatever you want. But it's a great set not to be a flower set, not to be super masculine, but a nice neutral set. All right, I'm putting the mini dimensionals on here. And then for the leaves, we're popping all these up. So the one leaf, if you turn it to where the straight edges are on the outside, it'll fit just fine. Just make sure your edges are on the outside, and then we want to take the little half one, oops, a little half dimensional for this little guy. You don't want your leaf to get stuck. This card is so classy, Marcie. Oh, thank you. Oh, good, Dana. I'm glad you did. Yeah, who ordered for the free shipping? I did. Like I always say, even if it's free shipping and I'm not needing anything right away, you always need white paper. You always need embellishments or adhesive. There's always something. And then I like to look at my DSP and think, okay, I have DSP. What do I need? What cardstock do I need? I never fails that when I'm working on something and I go to pull it out and I only have one package of that paper left or whatever. All right, so we're just going to put our leaf here. I want to make sure our leaf adheres to the house and adheres down here so that it is secure, because it's on dimensionals and I don't want it hanging off because it's a delicate little leaf. And then I'm just going to add this one, like right here, right there. We're going to add our little leaf. And I wanted it to hang down kind of. And just be. Now, if you have an issue with your leaf hanging down too much or not enough, Like this one, my dimensional is kind of hitting it, so I just cut it a little bit. You still want that stem to go underneath. And just stick it under there like that. Okay. Oh, see, cutting plates, another great thing to get. Yep. Cutting plates, blades for your trimmer. All right, so then you're going to take your embellishments and just stick them on there. Put that one there. And your card is done. So there's the card. And it stands just fine. Here's your other card. Super cute. Your sentiment will be right there. So if they do want to set it up, they don't have to see the sentiment. They can put it like, you know, if it's in their office. Remember, this side's smaller, but this side is what's the same as this side. Okay, so it will stand up, sit up just fine. Okay, so there is a really cute, fun card. And there we go. Remember, there's folds online. You can always go look up folds. I do not remember. What I used to do is I used to go on and save items in files that just says technique or fancy fold. And I used to never do videos. So I really never needed to give credit. So I honestly don't know where this came from. And sadly, there's one other card that I was working on, and it's my card that I did is a lot different, but I like to at least acknowledge where I got the idea from or the thought from, but there was no watermark on it. So when I saved it, who knows how long ago, I didn't think about saving names, but you know, you can find things all over the internet. So whoever I saw do this fold a long time ago, I want to say it was 2014. So you can always adapt a fold with a different bundle. So go back, look at your colors. I do that too. I save stuff that just happens to have the colors that I like, the combination of the colors or whatever. So that's something that I think about. Oh, Robin, you're definitely going to need the birds, the birdhouse. It's just too cute. So anyway, thank you. I'm glad you guys like it. Why do I keep thinking? Now, see, look at this too. You're going to notice the DSPs a little bit. This one's a little darker. This one's a little lighter. It's the same piece of paper, but it's because it's got that distressed look that it could be, you know, it's going to give that little bit of a different look to it. So anyway, so there is card number 3. And the next card is going to be my swap card. So we'll show that in just a minute. And we're ready for the next bingo. Are you guys ready? Who is going to win? Who's going to win? All right, let's see. Oh, a thumbs up would be great. Thank you so much, Dolores. Thanks, Crystal. Oh, good. I'm glad you guys like it. Thanks, Terry. All right, so let's go for our next bingo. Bingo number 3. Good luck. And number 2. Terry and Dana says they're winning. Ooh, and Robin. Oh, thank you so much. Number 22. I have to say, I've told you guys before, bingo is one of my favorite nights because I get to kind of chat a little bit with you. Even though I know there's a lot of card making going on and bingo going on, it just seems a little more relaxing for me. And I love creating the projects. Number 18. And if you ever want to request a project or stamp set to be made, or a fancy fold that maybe you saw you're not quite sure of or whatever, just let me know. I have to tell you that sometimes it's just, as you know, when you're crafting, sometimes it just doesn't come to you. Number 15, sometimes you're like, oh, I just cannot even think of anything with that set right now, and it may not happen right away, but it'll be on my list. People put their letters up before I see the number. Make sure you grab your bar at the bottom of the screen and pull it all the way to the right. You want to make sure you're right, you're caught up. Oh, good, Belinda. I'm glad you like it. All right, next one, 27. So yeah, just make sure you grab that and pull it all the way current to the end of your screen. If you go off of YouTube and look at something else and come back, it gives you a delay. It'll stop and then restart again. So you get behind. So don't do that. Make sure you grab it and make sure you pull it all the way forward. Number 17. Oh, let's move that up here. 17. A little bit of space. B-I-N-G. You have 4 numbers already. Number 24. Lots of B's. B-I is coming up. B-I-N for Donna. 29. Boy, I can tell I've been coloring a lot today. My hand hurts. Does that happen to you guys? You color for a long time and then my hand gets all kind of weird. Number 21. Ooh, Michelle has B-I-N-G. Janet, B-I-N. Hi, Sheila. Number 25. Number 10. Don't forget, if you have missed this bingo or you're interested in next month's bingo, there's a link below for June's bingo. Donna has B-I-N-G. Janet has B-I-N-G. You guys be ready to go. Number 11 is next. And Janice. Let me shake them up. Remember, it's the first one who says 23. 23. Ooh, Marcia has, oh, Donna says she has bingo. Let's take a look. Donna. Number 11, number 15, number 17, number 22, and 25. Congratulations, Donna. Bingo number 3. Donna, number 3 bingo. Congratulations. Woohoo! I don't see anybody else. Oh, Marcia. Let me see. Roberts. Let's see. 2, 11, 18, 23, and 29. So, congratulations to you, Marisha. You have a consolation prize for bingo. So it's up to you if you would like the consolation prize or do you want to go for the last bingo and possibly get a bingo. So let me know what you would like to do. Yeah, Donna will get the bingo for the shopping, but I will send something extra to you if you would like the consolation prize, or let me know if you want to stay playing bingo for game number 4. So just let me know. I'm going to write down here. So let me know before the next bingo so I know what you want me to do. All right, that is it. I don't see any others, so congratulations. You want to continue on for bingo? Is that what I'm seeing? You want to go for the bingo? Okay, that's what I'm understanding. You want to continue and try for bingo on the next game. All right, congratulations. let's get to card number 4. I am super excited about card number 4 because this was my swap that I did for the incentive trip. And so thank you, Marisha. I keep wanting to say Marsha. I'm sorry, but I'm looking Marisha. Thank you. So what I want to do is show you the card. Let me move my birds out of the way. We are using Spotlight of Nature, which was immediately a set that I wanted. This set is from, I got it when I went to On Stage, and we got to do an after hours event, and we got to choose from a couple different stamp sets, and this was the one I wanted. And so I got it, and I am in love with it. So let me show you the card. So here is the card that we're going to make, and then you open it up. Super fun card, easy fun fold. So let me show you what we did. All right, we're going to open this up. All right, get everything out. And I'm going to move everything off the top to the side. All right, so you should have everything on the inside going on the inside. So here is your piece. And then here is your layer for this inside. So what we're going to do is we're going to stamp on this first. And we are going to use this stamp set. And we're going to use this stamp right here to stamp on. So we're going to use this. I'm going to bring in this so we can stamp off on it. And we are using Summer Splash, which was my favorite new ink color. I saw someone share this card and I took a picture because I loved it. So happy I get to make it now. Oh, good. I wasn't able to get the stamp set, but I did get the dies. Belinda, the dies are amazing. When you can, I recommend the stamp set. It is beautiful. Is this not the most beautiful butterfly? I just love the butterfly in the set alone, but the flowers are really pretty too. All right, so I'm going to take this and I'm going to stamp here and stamp there. There's no rhyme or reason to your stamping, okay? So get this again. I'm going to go inside here and inside right there. All you want to do is to be able to see the pretty leaves on the outside when your card is closed. All right, so that's what we did there. Now that's also what you could do on the envelope. So if you have an envelope, so let's say this card, oh, I don't have an envelope right here, darn it. But you could just do this, you know, along the side of your envelope and it would look so pretty. All right, so let's go ahead and close this up because we do not need it. All right, and we're going to adhere this to our, this is Pretty in Pink. This is Summer Splash, the new color. All right. The stamp was sold out, yeah. I would do the same. I know you get 10% if you buy the stamp and the dies together as a bundle, but for myself, I would buy them separately because a lot of people probably only buy the dies because maybe they're not a flower person and they want the dies. And then there's also people that maybe won't buy the stamp set, but then there's other people. So when the dies come back in or the stamp set comes back in, the other one might not be available. I know 10% is 10%, but I would rather get it and use it. So that's how I look at it. Always remember too, if it's a part of a suite, not this set, but a different set. So let's say the Seaside, or let's say the Take the Sky, the embellishments were out, so the suite's not available. Well, the bundle is still available. And that's where your discount comes in, is the bundle. So just keep that in mind. Buy the bundle and the DSP, and you can get the trinkets later. You don't have to get that right away, right? All right, so we're going to set that aside now, and now let's pull this in. This piece right here is for your stamping. So just set that aside. This piece is going to be, you're going to stamp your sentiment, move your bow aside. We're going to glue these together. We're going to glue these together. So let's go ahead and do this with glue. Let's see if this one has glue. I should have looked at that ahead of time. I should know better. And then this one, of course, gets stuck, so my pokey tool comes in handy. Terry makes you want everything. All right, there we go. All right, so this one has a little more glue on it because it kind of came out fast right there. Make sure when you do your, let me move this out of the way. When you do your, when you put it down, we just smush it out a little bit. So remember the same thing, longer on one side than the other. So I have more glue right here. I'm going to just tap, hold your edges up. I'm going to tap it down like that so that there's not so much glue right there. And then put it down because when it's in the middle, it's not going to squish out the sides. All right. Now there's a couple of things you can do. You need to smooth it out a little bit. Not necessarily on this card because it's not on the edges like this one. If I had put adhesive, I would take it and, you know, kind of, so you don't have those lines if I did liquid. This is going to be, it's underneath here and then you're also adhering it again on here. So it's going to be fine. But I like to just kind of softly do it. And then you can also wait for it to dry if you put too much adhesive on it. And wait for a minute for it to start to dry so that it's not so liquidy. And then that way when you do rub it, it doesn't squish out anywhere. All right. This is the eyelet embossing folder. It's my new favorite. I love, love, love this. I want to put it on everything because I think it's so pretty. I think it goes really well with the country lace paper. It goes really well with this. It goes well with a lot of things that I've been using. All right, so let's go ahead and adhere this. And I'm just going to use liquid again. I just need a little bit of liquid. Notice I barely squeeze it, just enough to get on there. And we're just going to put that right in the middle. Oh, my cat is meowing again. All right, so there's that one. This one we're going to stamp the word thanks. So we're going to put that right about here. So we're going to do that in Memento. Right about there. All right. And now you can go ahead and we'll glue that right onto here. All right, so there's our pieces. All right, we'll set that aside. Now we're going to do our stamping. So we need our white piece of paper. What DSP is that? Oh, I'm sorry. This is the Unbounded Beauty. So this, let me show you. It is going to be in this set here. And this is the one with all the new in colors. And it is, oh, I might have taken it out. So it's like this one, but it's the green one. I think I've used them all for your guys' kits. Yeah. And I just glued it down, so I don't remember what's on the other side. But it's from this pack, the Unbounded Beauty paper. So it's this one. Okay. All right. So now what we do is we need to stamp. So we're going to stamp our butterfly. And then we're gonna, you know what, I want it a little darker, so I'm gonna put that down a little better. All right, so there's that. And then we're gonna do our flowers, which is the same flower set, oops, in here. And let's stamp right here. All right. Let me grab something here. So I already cut these out, but I didn't have time to color them. So we're going to color them, the ones that are already cut out, so we don't have to, you guys don't have to sit here and watch me fussy cut. All right, so I'm going to do this, bring in my paper. All right, so I used Pretty in Pink and Summer Splash. So let's do our Pretty in Pink. I'm going to start with the dark. I like to start with the dark because when I bring the light in, then it kind of lightens it up. And I'm going to use the bullet point. So let's start with the butterfly. I'm going to start in the center like this. My kitty. And then I like to go around the outside just a little. All right, so we're just going to do that. And then on the flowers, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to just kind of go where the lines are and just add. So it seems like a lot of work. It is not. Just kind of go, and you can do the edges, just dot them, just add that little extra dark. Right where their lines are is where you want to go. They're there for a reason. I don't go line by line. I just kind of color. All right. And then this one. And I'm going to tell you, these do not have dies. I have a scan and cut. So I scanned and cut a bunch of these. So that's where I grabbed this, is out of my scan and cut bucket, because it's just easier to do a bunch at a time. And when I did it for my swap, now I'm taking the light one and just kind of coming in. So that's how I cut them all out. If you don't have dies, I did not want to cut for all of those swaps. So I did the scan and cut. So if you're watching and you got one from me, yay, that's what I did. All right, so I'm just gonna go down, and it doesn't have to be solid. If it's got a little white in it, that's okay. In fact, this little one, I'm gonna leave it with white tips. Now I'm gonna take this with the light and go in. All right, there's the light. All right, and then we're gonna use our Summer Splash. Use the dark first and use the bullet, and we're going to do kind of the same thing, except I go around the pink to give it just kind of some depth right there. And then I'm going to go out on the lines that they show. Okay. And on the bigger ones, you can go kind of around the outside a little bit. Okay, you don't have to go on the outline if you don't want. But I like it to get that little deeper kind of look. All right, so there's that. And then for the leaves, I just do the same thing. From the bottom, I do dark. And I don't really go to the tops because they're so thin that you don't want to put too much dark, because then you want the light to show on there too. So, and you can do, like on the bigger ones, you can do a little bit on the tops. I think that's enough. All right, so it's just whatever you want. All right, then we need the light one. So the light summer splash. And I come inward because I don't want to go outside of my leaves. And again, you don't have to do it solid. You can leave some white if you want. It just depends on what look you're going for, but I kind of like the watery color look. I think I colored mine all in for the swap, but I mean, you don't have to. All right, so now we're going to do the butterfly, and I'm going to color that in because we're going to lighten it up. Again, I'm going inside because if it's going to bleed, I don't want it to bleed outside of the line. And I don't go all the way up to where the pink is because I don't want it to bleed into the pink. I hope that makes sense. All right, now I'm going to use my color lifter, and I'm going to go in the middle of the butterfly. And remember, these colors are going to lighten up. So can you tell the difference between this one and these two? It looks kind of like a little light pink, but it'll lighten up to kind of more of a white pink. It'll look really pretty. So I'm just going to add a little. I want to lighten that up a little bit. I got a little bit of summer splash right there, so I'm going to go outward right there and get rid of that. Okay, so that's good. And then I'm going to do the pink while I'm doing pink. And I'm doing the same thing on the flowers. It just gives it a little more dimension and kind of lifts a little bit of the pink. You don't want to do the whole thing because you want it to have that pink still, but you want to have a little bit of a lighter pink in there. And I just add a little. And now I'm going to do the leaf. Look, you don't even have pink on here, right? So now I'm going to do a little bit of the green. Same thing. Just lift it a little. We are not done. Oops, I forgot this little guy. I'm going to add that in there. I don't want bright white tips on the end. Okay, so lift it up. So now you can kind of see the flower and the greenery, how it's got the dark, but it's got the lighter, but then I softened it with the white. All right, so, and then you could go back in if you want and add some more dark. It's up to you. Now I'm going to do the butterfly, and so I'm going to add just a little bit. I don't want to do a whole lot. I just do a little bit on the leaves. See if you can see them. So the difference between the top part and then this part is kind of hard to see on camera. I will have to say that. How many swaps did you make? I made 26. They did it in groups, so everybody turns in 26. One is for the board, and then 25 swaps. And then they broke all of them up into groups of 25, and then they swapped them all. So we didn't have to do like, 200 or whatever, because there was, I think, 358 people there, I think. I'm going to come back in with the dark and just do a few little lines just to add a little bit of, I feel like I washed my dark lines out just a little too much. So I'm just going to come back in, and I'm going to do the same with right here. So see how the pink, I added just that little bit of darkness back in. I'm going to do the same with the dark here. I'm just going to add a few little lines, and I make them really feathery. Like, I don't make them super dark, and I don't put them everywhere. Just a little here and there, just to add a little dimension. And I think the leaves, I'll put a couple. All right, that's good enough. All right, so there's our things, but, oh wait, we've got Winka Stella. So I gotta shake, shake, shake. How old is my kitty? My kitty is the same age as my granddaughter. She is 9, and my dog is the same age as my grandson, who is just turned 6. Well, my grandson's gonna be 6. My doggy is 6. All right, so I did some Mica Stella. I just want it not too heavy. And I just added a little bit on here, just kind of like I flicked the little darker lines. That's what I want to do, is just add a little bit on my butterfly. So now, there's my butterfly. I'm not even putting it on the body. I just want it on the wings, just a little bit. So there we go. All right, now we can put it together. So we are going to bring this in. Let's go ahead and glue this. Now remember, match it up. You don't want it like this because it's going to hang off. Make sure you match it up. I'm going to go ahead and use seal on it. All right. Oh, my kitty is meowing in there. I think he is packing because we're going on a trip, and I think he is forgot to. Should be feeding her because I'm in here. All right, so we're just going to add our dimensionals. I like to do them all the way across, and then one in the middle is plenty. Because it is going on embossed, you could add a little bit more if you wanted to, but you really don't have to. All right, we're going to do, I'm going to lay it nicely down and just see if it's close to center. That's close enough for me. Make sure your word is straight. I'm going to pop up our little pretty butterfly. I'm telling you, this butterfly is the prettiest butterfly. My upline saw this card because she wasn't able to go to on stage, and when she saw this set, she was like, oh, she wanted it because her team is the Stampin' Butterflies, and she wanted it so bad. So I have to send her this card. She has been waiting so patiently for it. She's like, I have to have the card. All right, we are going to pop this up. But we're going to have to pop 2 dimensionals under this because this is popped up. So let's bring in our dimensionals. We're going to add 1 right here. We are going to add 2 here. But I'm also going to add 2 more because it's going to hang off this first panel that's already popped up. So I like to make sure that it, as I say that, this comes off. So let me show you. We're going to line this up because I don't like it not lined up because I don't want it to get stuck on anything. Like if I had a corner stuck out over here, it might get stuck on something. So I like to just make sure that they're lined. Okay. I'm going to put a dimensional here. Put one right here in the middle because then I can take my little ones and just on some of the bigger leaves, I want to make sure that it's secure. That way you don't have to put it on the stem as long as you've got some other pieces kind of secure. And I think that is fine. I don't really mind about, well, I'll put one right here because we're going to be putting the bow and stuff on it and it's going to kind of hang off, so it'll be right. All right, let's put this on. Lots of pieces. All right, and I already took that one off. Let's bring this in. Again, I want this to go right here. And I want it to be kind of close to the things, like it's part of the cluster there. So see how this is all on here, and then this flower is nice and flat, but this is popped up with 2. Okay, so it's just like this and this being popped up with 2, but it's off to the side so that it's not doubled up right there. I also notice I got some pink right there out of line, so I'm going to push it back in and push this back in right here. I kind of oopsied right there. Color lifter, always have one on hand. and have a backup. I just had to order 2 backups because I thought I had a backup and I didn't. So I had to buy 2, one for this one and one as a backup. All right, so those are done. We need our bow. So you have your pretty bow. All the supplies are listed below. We're going to get our glue dots. I hope you guys are enjoying the projects. I cannot wait for next month. The projects are done. And I had so much fun with those. I'm a little ahead just because I had some time because I didn't have April's bingo. So May's was done. And then so normally when I'm doing May's, I started June's. All right, then we have our embellishments, which I need pink, big and small. Let's see, big and small. I think I ran out of small ones. Hold on. Hold on. I think I put them all in your kit, or gave you your embellishment. So let me grab some. I just have to find them. All right. That's the thing about using so much of one product and color is now I have to come up with something else for the other colors. All right. So we're going to use pink. So I like to use one large one and do a small one. And then add another small one wherever you want. I just put it right here because this is already sparkly. This is nice and big right here. So I decided to just kind of cluster them. And then I keep them all together in my pouch. So when I need those, they're all together. All the open packs. All right, so there we go. That was card number 4. And that was my swap. I didn't add my liquid glue right there, which normally I do. So let me just add a little. I always like to add a little extra glue because you never know in the mail. I've gotten too many things where the bows have come off from other people. So I like to just, you know, make sure that it's on there and it's not going anywhere. So there you go. And then this is how you open it. So you just cut a little bit off each side so that you can see some print. A lot of people ask, like, you know, what are your measurements? What are this or that? What I do is I cut a little off and then just enough to be able to see something. So it really doesn't matter. Once you're done with that, then you take this and you measure it and then you go down 1/4 of an inch. So you really don't need to have the exact measurements. Just cut yourself off a little on each side, then measure this piece. Go in 1/8 of an inch or 1/4 of an inch or whatever you want, and then add your panel, and then like this looks like 1/4 of an inch, and then I did 1/8 of an inch here. I just wanted a little bit of the pink, and I wanted it to match the 1/4 of an inch here, or 1/8 of an inch. And so, you know, when you look at a card, you can kind of figure it out. Looks your card extra pretty. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. All right, we have one more bingo. Our last bingo. So let's get that going. Hey, it is only 7:30. That is not bad for us. Did you say you were using this set for bingo too? I'm using the circles. So I am using these, but not the stamp set. No, not the stamp set, but I am using the circles for sure. So it's going to be fun. That's bingo. I'm excited about next month's bingo. I had a lot of fun creating those. Thanks, you guys. I appreciate it. All right, number 14. Number 24. Now I get to go pack for my trip. I will not, well, I don't think I'll be here on Sunday because I'm leaving tomorrow and coming back on Sunday. Number 15. And so I will not have any time to put anything together. If I get back early enough, I may just come in and we'll just do something for fun that I'll just figure it out as we go. Number 25. Your bingo packets will go in the mail tomorrow. So be looking for those. Number 11. Thank you for all the new bingo players. I hope you had fun. I know a lot of people messaged and said, I have no idea what to expect or what to do. And I hope it was easy enough to follow along. And I know that I do, my cards are a little time, I guess, what do I say? Not time sensitive, but you know, it takes a little time to do them, but number 17. But hopefully they weren't too much. Like Anna says, Anna's the kindergartner. Which she's not, by the way. Oh, good, Belinda. I'm glad you did. Ooh, Donna has B-I-N already. Okay, that's a 9. B-I-N-G for Donna. Remember, those that have already won bingo, you can only win one time. So, Donna, even though you're on, you can only win one time. But, boy, that would be lucky, wouldn't it? Number 6. Look at that. 9 and 6 together again. Dana has B-I-N. Number 30. Number 20. B-I-N for Terry and for Dana. Michelle. Lots of BIs. Dana has bingo. Let's see. Wow. That was fast. Dana, you have to be so lucky. 6 and 9, 15, 25, and 30. Dana, congratulations. Wow, that was fast. Dana got bingo number 4. I always think of Mambo number 4 whenever I say that. I don't know why. And I don't think it's number 4, but congratulations. Is there anybody else? I'm just double checking. Ooh, Anna was so close. All right, congratulations, Dana. I'm just going to move these aside just in case. Congratulations. Let's take a look at our cards. So here was card number 1. Oh, I moved number 2. Hold on, where did it go? Here was card number 2. Here was card number 3, which was our fancy fold here. And here was our card number 4. Thanks, Eva. So those were our 4 cards for the night. I did mention to you the cards that we're going to use for next month, if I can find where I wrote them down at. We are going to do Tune In, which is the TV set, which I have a fun kind of retro card for that, which is kind of cool. And it's a fancy fold. I have Unbounded Love, Country, my handwriting. I went over there and I scribbled it. Country Flowers or Florals, I think I put. And Mediterranean Blooms. So those are the 3 or the 4 cards. And then there's some sentiments, there's some other pieces, but of course it's going to be stuff that's either I emboss or a die cut for you. One card is a card has a lot of pieces, and if you don't have the stamp set, you can replace it with something else. You could do flowers or butterflies or even the tool. I mean, there's all kinds of things you could use with that. Congratulations to all the winners, definitely. Sorry about the 9-6 mix-up before. We got to remember, I did the new cards, and I got to remember that they look a little different. Oh, thanks, Michelle. I appreciate that. Let's see. Oh, thanks, Dana. Oh, yes, Terry, a thumbs up would be amazing. Thank you, everybody. Thanks, Anna. I hope you had a fun time. Oh, thanks, Belinda. So don't forget, for those of you that won, make sure you email me and let me know what your order is. I ask that it's just done by the end of the month. So whenever you would like, it would have been great had Bingo been right before free shipping, but we didn't know about that and didn't work that way this time. But if you would like to do that, send it to me before the end of the month so I can get your order in. Make sure you kind of check to see if it's on the out of stock. I try to put your order in as soon as possible. That way, if it is in stock or out, then you know, and we can get it in right away. So as soon as you pay me for whatever your overage is, I submit it. And so as long as it's available, it'll be submitted. And then remember, I leave town and I'm not going to have service, not very good service. We're leaving tomorrow, probably about 10, and I'll be gone until Sunday night. So if you want it in tonight, that would be great. If not, if I don't want to try and start putting your order in and it not go through while I'm gone, so it would be Sunday night. Let's see. I'm glad you like the cards. Thanks, Marva. Good, Renee. I'm glad. Oh, thank you, Dolores. I appreciate that. Oh, Tashana, you'll have to watch the replay. I'm glad you're visiting with your parents. That is good news. I bet you're all celebrating. Have a new baby come in. Oh, you're welcome, Tanya. I'm glad you liked it. Thanks, Sherry. Yay, Mary. I'm glad you liked your first bingo. Again, don't forget to sign up for bingo down below. Also, my classes, I have Seaside Wishes, which I still have a few kits left. And then Take to the Sky, I'm getting ready to hopefully mail those out by the end of next week. I have June 10th down as my mailing date, but I'm a little ahead of schedule. I think we're going to be able to do that ahead of time, which will be nice because I want to get those out for Father's Day in case anybody wants to send those for Father's Day. Terry, funny thing you should ask. Yes, I will be putting some little snippets of the projects up. Hopefully tonight. If not, it'll be by Sunday. Right now I want to focus getting your bingo kits out for tomorrow, and then we're leaving in the morning. So it's probably going to be Sunday or Monday before I do that. So, all right, everybody. Again, don't forget the join special is an amazing special to join. It is so worth the try to see if, this is something for you. $99, you're getting $125 in product plus an additional $82 with the items that you see on this flyer. And so it is totally worth giving it a shot. See if that works for you. And I'd love to have you on my team. So Dolores, you asked about next bingo. It is going to be June the 19th. And also remember, obviously I would love to have you play bingo. It's a lot of fun. But if you just want the kits, you're going to get the video, the kits, and you can come back and create your projects at your leisure. Aw, thanks, Anna. All right, everybody. Have a fantastic Memorial Day weekend. Please be safe, and I will see you maybe Sunday night, but most likely next Wednesday. Bye, everybody.